Hello, hello, it's Tiffany with GF Mom Certified, and we are here in our Thrive Clean community group with a global hair diva. Let me introduce you to a friend of mine that I've known for over 10 years and is just changing the world in which we know and the environment in which we do our hair and just different products we put on our bodies, and actually has this really cool thought process behind it, which I'll explain to you guys. So this is Mrs. Phyllis Marlene Benstein. Phyllis is a dynamic, energetic, professional visionary, an international speaker, and a best-selling author. She's combining her image and style knowledge with her background in engineering and leadership, and she's a multifaceted powerhouse. She's proven it's possible to have it all. Friends, family, she's actually soon to be a new grandma. Woohoo! Entrepreneurial success, personal style, and a second career after 50. And I know a lot of people are always interested in like changing careers midway through or even being afraid of that. She's actively part of the healthy hair revolution, educating the public, health professionals, and hair professionals that there's a safer, non-toxic, natural, botanical-based way to make and take care of your hair. And I say make in there intentionally because I know you help people with alopecia, and we have a few members in our community with alopecia.
Yes.
So one of the things that Phyllis actually does is uses her engineering background and her engineering glasses a lot of times to filter what she sees in the world. And so when you're analyzing stuff to make sure that it's safe for your body and safe for your environment and just everything that goes into all of that, and with our October focus being cancer prevention, I wanted to invite Phyllis to share with our group all that she kind of knows in that world and how the hair products we use, or even how different things we use in our home, can help us prevent cancer. So welcome.
Thank you. So happy to be here. Thank you for the opportunity to share today.
Yes, I'm so excited. And I'm super excited that we're going to add you as an expert into our community. So if people have questions later, they can always hop on and ask you more stuff. So do you want to tell us a little bit? I have my little list of questions here. In your life, what made you change your outlook and change what you were trying to decide what to use, and not just necessarily grabbing a product from Walgreens or doing a lot of research?
Right. So, you mentioned that I was in engineering. I was great at it, but it was a high-powered, very stressful, long hours, always in like closed areas with lots of germs. And that combined with my family history, they call it epigenetics. It's where genetically we have a long history of allergies, sensitivities, cancers. And, I just started having more and more headaches and more skin contact rashes. And I started to look into healthy alternatives. I couldn't clean my house without getting a head to toe rash.
Oh my.
Just from, my cells breathing in all those toxins. So I started to really look into the products I was using. And then I truly believe that even though we're genetically prone to certain illnesses, there's another part of that, which is the environmental introduction or the trigger that's going to set those illnesses off. And I'm working to have a cleaner lifestyle, cleaner products, because as you know, your skin is the biggest organ of your body.
Yeah. Your skin is actually bigger surface-wise than your gut. And we always health starts in your gut, but your health can even, it starts on your skin. Absolutely. So you talked a little bit about I can't even say the word. Epigenetics. Yeah. And your family history of cancer. And so in doing this, you yourself are looking forward and saying you're not going to get that disease, and it's not going to, and you're doing things to make sure that you stay preventative.
Right. And when you introduced me, you said that I was the global hair diva, but my tagline is conscious beauty, why wait? And I think that's really the key of all this, is that whatever you come in contact with, your skin is the biggest organ, but whatever, for example, you wash your hair with goes into your bloodstream in about 26 seconds. And the conscious part of that is so many people wait till they're sick or they're burnt out, stressed out, overloaded, and then they're looking for healthy alternatives. I'm working on conscious beauty, being conscious of what you're using. Why wait?
Love it. And so one of the things, so I'm going to deviate just a second, but
Okay.
yesterday when we were talking, you were explaining even about shower water and like combining the products or the soap with the water. And what does that do to our skin?
So, part of my global hair diva, I travel between the United States, Canada, and the United Kingdom. And it seems like every time I switch water systems, my skin breaks out. And that's because when you go to these different areas, it could be well water, it could be lake water, it could be, even though it's filtered water, through a water filtration plant, these different areas have different base toxins and chemicals in their water. And so I've been starting to look at that because I'm getting reactions now to certain water types.
Gotcha. So, yeah.
And you really can't help that. I mean, you can be conscious about reading your labels and the food and products you use, but then you step into a shower or you wash your face.
Mm-hmm.
A friend of mine brings a gallon of distilled water with her when we travel and uses that for a lot of the stuff.
Wow. Yeah. And I know I've heard of people like brushing their teeth with even like filtered water because depending on where they're traveling as well.
Right.
But that makes sense. So, how are the products that you have and that you use helping people prevent cancer? I know they're gluten-free. That's a big thing for me, but cancer prevention is a lot more than just gluten-free.
Right. So I am a top leader with Monate Global. And what that product line is, we're the first to market with an anti-aging, 100% toxin-free, gluten-free, vegan. So it's plant-based. It's naturally botanically based and cruelty-free product line. So the conscious part is a lot of women, especially when they get a breast cancer, they know now they should start looking at all the products that they've been using over the years. But what's different about this line is that it's plant-based and it's 100% toxin-free. So, an alarming fact is that in the United States, they ban about 12 ingredients in your self-care products.
Okay.
And the FDA only approves food and drugs. They wouldn't approve your cosmetics. There's no regulations on your shampoos. And so, the conscious part is not only yourself being conscious, but I am on a mission and I'm passionate about educating others about reading their ingredients, knowing what those 12 banned ingredients are, knowing that there's naturally based alternatives to what they've already been using.
Mm-hmm.
Just like when you do your gluten-free recipes, there's so many things that you can substitute and it's going to taste the same. Well, with the hair products, we've got a botanically based solution to all your hair care needs without having your perms relaxers, your formaldehyde, your Brazilian blowouts. We've got the same thing and it's from a plant.
That's awesome. I know as somebody that has celiac disease, and there's probably a few others in our community, we deal sometimes with a thing called DH. It's a dermatitis issue, and they're like, they almost look like you have herpes in your scalp, which sounds disgusting, but that's what they look like. And you can treat them with essential oils, but in many of the products, what I have to look now for is that the vitamin E derivative was not derived from wheat because they are chemically making vitamin E now from wheat. And so knowing that a product's been certified gluten-free is huge. And that's one of the things I know personally that sometimes when I travel, if I just forget my own shampoo and I grab the hotels, I'll end up with these blisters like around the sides of my heads. And
that's interesting. Yes, and so that came up yesterday. I need to look up where our vitamin E is derived from, but it's definitely gluten-free. In addition to that, shampoos need wheat protein for the consistency, but we take the wheat out of the wheat protein and just use the structure. So we're stamped gluten-free as well. So you don't have to worry about that. But I am going to look up the vitamin E because something came up with that yesterday. And I know we have a very pure source of our vitamin E.
Awesome. All right. One other question. Is there anything else you want to share? And then I want you to tell people how they can find you, because I know they'll find you here in the community and in the group, but I'm also going to send this out to our email. So how can they locate you online?
So they can locate me online. They can go to my website, which is, and we'll put it in the link, I guess, below, is www.phyllis.mymonate.com. I also have a public Facebook group called Global Hair Diva, Phyllis Marlene Benstein. And if you go to that website that I gave you, in the upper middle or right side of the website, you can take a hair quiz and you can see what products you can use. I also offer one-on-one consultations. And, you know, I love to go speaking to all sorts of special interest groups about the trend toward naturally based products. I'll also be at the I'm Possible Foundation Health Fair next Saturday in Schaumburg.
Okay.
So, you know, we could send that link as well. But,
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
my message is you got to read your labels. Not just with your food. You need to know or get tested, or I've been keeping a log of what makes me sick.
Mm-hmm.
And so then it's like a patch test. You got to slowly eliminate what you think is causing you to be sick. So what's different about us is, even though we're a shampoo company, we're third-party clinically proven, and we have an MSDS data sheet for everything. You can get every single ingredient. And if you know what that sensitivity is, we will make sure that you don't have any of that in the products that you're using. But really, read the labels and be aware of what is dangerous, and whether it affects your reproductive organs or your circulatory system. It's awareness.
It absolutely is, because like you said, when we absorb that stuff in those 26 seconds, then our lymph nodes and our liver have to filter all of it out.
Right.
And if you're not healthy, or you've already got all these other toxins, then they'll end up clogged.
Right. And you get sicker.
Oh, yeah. You end up with more inflammation, and it's just downhill if you're not careful. So thank you so much for jumping on and joining us.
Yes.
If people have questions, put them down below in the comments. We'll get those answered for you. And you've got a way to get a hold of Phyllis directly. So if you want to reach out to me, you can. If you just want to contact her directly, feel free to do that.
Or friend me.
Yeah. Send you a friend
request. And message me.
That's a great idea as well. The whole new world of social media. It's amazing.
That's right.
All right. Have a fabulous afternoon, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much, Tiffany. Really appreciate it. Can't wait to meet everybody. All right. Thank you.